for Vitality was going to end on map 2. I think they only get stronger now.
It will be the knife round to decide who starts where. Let's have a look at the knives, shall we?
Well, I put the jeans on my Instagram story, so you can find them there.
There you go. Follow Launders on Launders Money on Instagram. But yes, my jeans are in bags, so not really.
Because you said you ripped the crotch. Is that private information?
No, I always rip the crotch of my jeans because I take strides and I like to do lunges in coffee shops.
It's a weird hobby.
Because I'm chatting to the staff, you know, so
I
don't know, something just makes me want to do lunges.
I hate talking to people who are lunging, so it makes me feel uncomfortable.
What if they're lunging with a hole in their jeans?
Even more so then.
FunPlus Phoenix making inroads towards the A bomb site. There is a 3, maybe 4-man rotation from Vitality because Shox was here alone. Not the case anymore though. All Kevlar for Vitality looking to frag out in this pistol round, and that's a great way to start things off. Shox won't drop the bomb carrier, but Masuta will do even better than that. Zen being deleted also. This could be a good start to the CT side for Vitality, and indeed it will be with Apex finishing off the proceedings.
You picked FPX to win the game?
I did, yes.
How are you feeling for Vertigo?
Well, I think it's wide open. I think it's wide open.
Okay.
I looked at the stats from HLTV.
Yeah.
I think we have 2 recorded games for Vitality, and I think I want to say it was 10 for FPX. Yeah, and they had 67%. Oh, sorry, 3 maps. 3 maps for FunPlus Phoenix, 67%, which basically, I mean, who cares what the result is? 3 maps and 2 maps. The sample size is tiny.
It's tiny.
Can't really take anything away from that.
Could be 2 brand new teams here. Maybe it could come down to Kyojin again. Only 1 positive map KD for Vitality. Not to sound dramatic, in the history of him being on the team. I think we're coming up on like 10 maps or something like that now, so still not super comfortable. But on the bright side, the 1 map was here at Flashpoint, so at least growing more and more comfortable.
A spicy deciding map.
It is.
I'm really invested into our unicorn points. I don't want to lose, man. I mean, I'm unlikely to do that, but you know, when I spend, I want to secure. Vitality will look to do that on the A bomb side. The bomb's been dropped, and Cyber and Apex will hold position. Multiple headshots, mostly on the ramp. Farley now, question of damage. Patiently trying to get that headshot, as he does with the scout. Stico will at least help clean up. Vitality will take more aggressive positions as far as the bomb is concerned, but I think the focus for Stico may be even just trying to squeeze out 1 more kill.
What sticker is that on his Deagle? I actually wondered. Is it a snack sticker or is it a Stico sticker? Or
I think it's a Stico sticker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't recognize that one.
Sometimes they can look blurry on weapons.
It kind of looks like the old Envious. I don't know. But I mean, sure. I mean, if I was a player, it would just be my sticker on every gun, so I wouldn't be using other people's stickers.
Stico may be opting for a save here. He has full armor and a FAMAS.
Yeah. Will he get found? No.
Can't imagine it on this.
He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine.
I used to walk around buildings like this when I worked in commercial real estate. Nice.
Yeah.
Just to, you know, advise on the best way to get value, depending on the layout, what you're doing, and so on.
Marble countertops over here.
Put your toilets over here, so you've got the most working space over here. Blah blah blah.
I can picture you in a hard hat.
It's not in a hard hat. It's just like it's balancing on the top of my head because I've got a big head. So I always hated that part of it, but always fun doing that stuff.
The smokes counter here down the ramp. Forrest to try to take and deny pressure, just bait out grenades if possible. Ooh, that's Nico coming up through the sandbags with a flash to assist as well. And Zywoo can only find 1 with the Deagle, which means the rotations are going to be a bit slow, a bit uncomfortable. But Masuda, he does sneak around the corner. This is the most important part for him. Waiting, I think maybe him waiting for a flash as well to try to encroach on the A ramp, but the crunch comes in, trades go back and forth, and suddenly, in the blink of an eye, it is a 1v2 for Shox. But he can get the first kill quickly, and that dink was kind of fraudulent. Only does 36 damage through the metal bar.
He has Kevlar and Farley doesn't, and that I think is the big difference maker here. But Shox now down to 9 HP, will be finished off by Farley. I think Vitality outstayed the welcome with the Desert Eagle there on the ramp. I don't know how much opportunity there was to fall away. They had to die on the sword there, that second player, but that was a big issue.
I thought that was actually benefited Shox, that his opponent might have called dinked. Because it looked like it could have just been a dink for like 90 damage or full damage, but it hit him through the metal. It didn't do that much. And then Farley came up and ripped him up. It's like, what the hell? Is he dinked or not?
Well, game on for FunPlus Phoenix. We can see the value in that saved FAMAS. Pop flashing Stico through the smoke and then following up with the pistols. Again, some patient shots with the P250. Fire it too fast and it goes inaccurate. Here, respect, you can go a long way. Down goes Zywoo. Seems there'll be more problems as the numbers are abused from FunPlus Phoenix. Deleting Apex, not even committing to this. There's no rush for them. They've got a minute 30 on the clock. They're 5 versus 3. They have utility. They can do a lot of, pretty much whatever they want.
Yeah, the time is big, but the rotations are so slow on this map. Now, you know, the player advantage is enormous, but because everyone is so low, I, for some reason, feel like this could actually...
I feel the same way.
Yeah, though the CTs are just gambling, it looks like, towards B, so maybe they're overthinking it.
I think with the utility, they have 5 incendiaries.
Yeah,
FunPlus Phoenix. It's going to be, I think the nature of this map.
Sandbags twice.
Again, you don't have the, it's not as horizontal as other maps, especially towards this A bomb site. So I think that will help them hold area control with the mollies they have. And I think Vitality, they're in force buy territory. They can do this again if they keep the money together. So we'll see what they opt for. They are moving away from the B bomb site, so we'll see if it's for hiding or if they have more sinister intentions.
So that's why it's always good to pause in these moments, even when you have a player advantage. If you think the rotations are close enough, it always benefits you to pause, because if they push you all the way through, you punish the rotations, you punish the flash flanks, and you also open up the option that they might rotate out and gamble to the other side, just like we saw. So, and if they don't rotate at all, then it's still the same round than if you went fast. So a lot of the times it is just a smart idea just to sit and wait and see what they do, because your odds don't change very much from that position, and sometimes only get greater. Vitality save 3 again. So it's kind of interesting because they've lost a couple of rounds with three saves. They'll be able to recycle these guns. The kills right now obviously favoring FunPlus Phoenix on the A ramp in a couple of very close situations. And someone called these trades random, but if you look at a player like Alish, for example, on the A ramp on T side, you'll see how it's not that random. You have to be able to line up certain spams to deny pressure, because that's the nature of the map. It looks messy, but you get kills through these smokes by spamming certain positions and zoning your opponents and conditioning them to play certain spots and then spamming them in those positions. And if you're
by design,
if you're very good, yeah, you can get those kills a number of times.
Area control. Avoiding a molly, but they can't avoid giving sound cues, of course. They can be sprayed through here as well. But at some point, they're going to have to get close around that corner. And that's where Vitality could be at play. Looking to re-aggress, but FPX have been patient. Here comes the charge. Zywoo dying on his sword to create some space, and we've got a 3 versus 3. Apex now looking to fall back, but he'll continue to be a nuisance until he's eliminated by Zen. Deep mollies on the short side now as Kyojin waits on the site itself. Got Shox being proactive of 35 HP. That may be limited to what he can do. Kyojin needs to be offered that that headshot. But FPX know that's a nice angle for him to re-aggress at the Deagle. And they move away from it.
Well, they didn't have an advantage, but they had an even situation at least. And then Apex gave up the pressure to go for another peek. And Shox is here on a timely flank, and he has to work hard for that kill, but Zen has no cover, and he's like in between switching grenades. So now it's a 2-on-2 again. Kyojin looks for a timing. Player on his right. Will he try to dive the plant? He'll get damage in. He doesn't get the kill. Kind of trying to control for the Deagle spam, but his teammate is far enough away anyways.
Yeah, unfortunately for Kyojin, he's shooting the backpack, which is on the back of the player model.
Doesn't exist, yeah.
Which is not a hitbox at all. All the stuff that's hanging, it's purely the body. Like the CTs have got backpacks and so on. You have to ignore those. Shox does not have a defuse kit. Maybe he gets a rifle out of this.
Does he want to tap this, or? Honestly, if he just throws a smoke down, they might freak out, but all right. Yeah, I guess they'll just go for the tap. Or, oh, he's trying to hurt them before the bomb explodes. Tico's dead. No? Oh, he's going to the corner. Wait, I thought he did more damage than that from there.
Apparently not.
Oh. I thought we were going to have to see him jump off the building or something.
Late value play, not going the way that Shox might have liked. I mean, even if he doesn't want to play MP9, I think he has some Kevlar, right?
Default.
So,
yeah.
different strokes for different folks. He leaves Spawn with $400 in the bank, not picking up a defuse kit, which is interesting because there isn't a defuse kit on the team, and right now he's the only person who can buy one. So we'll see if that has a part to play in this round. Vitality avoiding the initial sprays we saw earlier on. All the usual smokes up towards the A ramp from a T perspective. Limits where Vitality can stand. Kyojin very committed here, and Stiko's ready for it. Oh, there could be trouble on the B bomb site.
Oh.
Shox has to stay alive here. That HE grenade will not be the end of him. Frags continue. Zen, oh, it's not ready for Zywoo. But look at the kill feed there.
Yeah, they knew he was there. He just didn't. Yeah, he didn't pay attention. Zywoo was still right there at sandbags. Couldn't have gone back to the site, and also, it was his teammate that he got the kill on. This is not a fun round to look back on. Of course, great so far from FPX overall, but you know this close trade from Shox. He's still alive. Teammate in the back, so it won't serve as much of a bait. I think they might clear him still. Yeah.
Well, there's a trade frag and a bomb, which means the two rotations, the second man rotating is coming. Stiko with 20 HP. Oh, a bit less now. Trying to get ahead of the expectation, but Masuta will deny him.
What a brave move. That was just a series of weird interactions. Really bad spray from both sides over on B. Shox and Farley really just trying to kind of disengage while also putting some bullets down range, and then the interaction on the A side as well. But yeah, that's nature of the map sometimes too.
Yeah.
No ops here for either side. I don't think they had the option either though.
Changing approach now to the early rounds from FPX. So still have some presence towards A. So we eat some of the Molotov. That's heard by Maiden. Knows there are some shenanigans. Kyojin being peeked in the meantime. So there's presence from FPX all across the map, but you can see that there's a big focus from the CTs on both the bomb sites. We've got Farley creeping out, and Zen's a bit too far behind him to even try and trade frag that. Grenade will force Masuta from the angle. Now, how do Vitality respond to all of this? Because there's action everywhere. Masuta pops out from B, and now the push is on. Shox will start off well, though. Emmy's got the bomb, he has to be careful, but the frags are all going the way of Vitality for the most part. The crouch peek from Shox is good enough. Vitality may just stabilize here on their CT side.
Such a high percentage of raw duels coming out. Not too many refrag opportunities, just 50-50s all across the map. I think, you know, for FPX, it makes sense. You want these. And if you're Vitality, I think you're just lucky to have such good players to win them. But overall, I feel like there's a lot of opportunities for FPX to get back into these rounds, but Vitality are edging out more and more duels. Masuta had his best map on record on Vitality versus Astralis on this map a few months ago.
So he may be instrumental in this series, or in this map rather. 8-4. Very early here on Vertigo, but he is leading the kill feed, the scoreboard.
He was a champ over on Dust too as well. Super strong series overall. And here he could farm 500 ADR if he's good enough.
Doesn't seem so on this occasion. Shoxter will hold the area down. He's got support Molotovs from his teammates as well. And FPX will head elsewhere. Four pistols on deck. Preemptive utility from Vitality. Looking and willing to duel at range. We have a double pick from them. Look at a three-man swing here. I like the attempts. Marks, it seems it'll go the way of Zywoo.
Okay.
Getting some kills on the board.
Listen, we'll remember that when he gets 15 kills and say half of them were eco frags.
Yeah.
I don't think, even though he's had some bad maps this year, which they stand out like sore thumbs, even though overall his rating has been very good. I don't think he's had 2 bad maps in a row. So I don't think he's had a whole series of bad maps. Just the odd, random low kill game for some reason. So I guess that was the last map, but they still won, which is obviously more important. I have my own question about Zywoo and what his problem is with Inferno, but wow, this is crazy. He's flying down. He had the cape on for that.
He really did. That is a great way to start things off. Avoids a flashbang and made a ton of points. Zywoo looking for his 3rd kill. So close.
Oh my God.
I don't know how far he made that one happen.
Crazy.
It's actually doable for FPX 2 versus 3. We have a very proactive CT team, though. Things go from bad to worse. Masuta delivering a multi-frag. 11 for 5 now. Vitality with 4 rounds in a row on their CT side of Vertigo. They've put the FPX economy in the bin once again.
Yeah, Zywoo had his cape on and rollerblades. Flew down there. Like, how did he find this timing? Emmy was thinking, I'm way ahead. Emmy thought he was good. He was going to kill a guy coming down the ramp. Maybe the Opera on Crane Peak. He was about to do something huge for the team. Meanwhile, Zywoo had other plans. And a touch more awareness. Deagles here for most of the players on FPX as they spread the map. And again, this might be a bit of a farm.
Yeah, these rounds are looking pretty dry, these pistol Kevlar rounds.
They look more winnable from the CT perspective. Wow. Double grenades to soften up the targets. No head armor, though. Their heads will pop like grapes to any gun.
Lots of area control from Vitality. These pieces of utility. And then it's just warm-up practice, essentially. And then there were 3. And they're warming up Zywoo as well, which is not what you want to do. Suddenly he is 12 for 4. A lot of eco frags in that.
Oh yeah, so many. So many. But it's like first set, okay? He said if I don't get the... Why do you go for eco frags for? He said, if I don't get the eco frags, my team will lose the round, so... Maybe that's the same. But him and Masuda are tanks. Yeah, always comfortable with the rifle. Here they don't upgrade purely because they didn't lose any guns, so we don't know if the op is ever going to come out. Not that you need it. I think it's a very nice map to op on, though, CT side.
Yeah, there are some juicy angles. Have a look at Vitality. Complete control of mid, and they're going to just keep on going. Masuta already above the ladder. Zen, though, makes no assumptions. Farley's looking for it. Is this a false sense of security?
Wow.
Oh, my God.
He's a sharpshooter, man, an assassin, Masuda.
Well, there we go. Now, I suppose that would benefit the FPX team. They know what they allowed Vitality to take, and they will punish them for it. Now things start to turn around. Zywoo getting deleted. Those are big fraggers at the present, but Apex now will pick up the slack. A 2-man spray down for him. A great response. Vitality extremely aggressive in this round.
These kills can barely be analyzed, the amount of consistent, aggressive pushes that are coming out. But it's almost always the right move for Vitality to answer back. A couple of very key trades. Zen has been great. Madden was great to take out Zywoo on a unfavorable angle. And Shox' duel could mean the world. Steeko will win this one. Lurking a lot here on T side. Apex moves into Generator. Bomb comes up first. And Steeko thinks he's going to catch a timing, but he's incorrect about this. And now the round changes completely.
Zen is a mile away from where Steeko was.
Yeah, they tried to slow down there, but Steeko wanted to put the nades down before Apex got in the site. They didn't know where he was. He's got an HE for the bomb, but, I mean, surely Zen has odds here. There's not going to be an easy way for Apex to just get some clean headshot. He's got to find the timing and take some kind of push. Oh, he saw a shoulder.
I think Zen's realized as well, but he has to commit to the bomb plant before Apex can just charge him. He's holding the gun out. Now Apex can dance. 5 seconds, he has to plant the bomb or frag Apex. And in he goes. Zen now being careful. He has half a chance. They really needed that round, and he does deliver.
I think Apex just played that incorrectly because he can do either play. He could rush the plant for the 5 seconds or, not peek at all. But, I mean, in that situation, he pushed out and then waited. So he didn't really take a favorable position when he pushed out to give himself room for that like easy headshot. I think he was, ramming the plant there. As you mentioned, no time to fake it would have made the most sense for him, considering his HP.
His response earlier on was very impressive. The 2 kills on the ramp to keep it competitive. AWP spotted towards the B bomb site. This boost was promising, or looks promising at least. That HE grenade, though, almost, but not quite. Huge fights across the map from round to round.
Yeah, that was a big round from Apex, apart from, losing the 1v1. Honestly, FPX got so many key engagements, individual duels, Zen refragging Masuda, Zaiwu dying to Madden. Oh, you thought they were going to win for sure, but it was so close the whole time. And again, more pressure comes down the ramp from the CT side. And this is how people are fighting these days, all the way down, making sure you can't get into these spots where you line up grenades and put down the spams up here. And I think at this point, Vitality have met their quota. They've done lots of damage and got a kill. Timing?
Oh, not against Zaiwu. Not against Zaiwu. Did he see a shadow? I'm not sure, but something gave the game away there.
Nade goes through the window.
5 versus 3 now. Vitality threatening to get a solid score on their CT side of Vertigo. Maybe the best chances to win this series have come and gone for FPX, but time will tell. Zaiwu finally traded. 16 for 6 now. Hot in this game. Zen going for the reload, Emmy trying to cover. Nothing crazy happening just yet. Smokes up, but for how long? Zen with his knife out. Again, it just keeps getting caught. Repositioning, putting them in worse situations, FPX. Like Seiko on the B bomb site. Thought he had more space than he did, and the same thing happens here over towards A.
But this time they don't convert, despite that. 2 times the round for Vitality. Zaiwu looking very comfortable. Ecos are not on the A ramp. And this is the thing, I think the way the meta has been developing, where there are less spams through smokes and the diffuses, because CTs have started to try to fight Ts down the ramp so that they don't get into post-plant situations that are like 4v4 where anyone can dive the plant, which I think does a favor to the meta, because it's obviously annoying to watch for everybody, and probably even worse to play when people are just diving and diffusing in smokes. But this means that the Ts now have to fight harder for A ramp control. And right now, Vitality are winning those duels most of the time. If it had been popped up, it would have been done a bit more.
The chain of grenades continues from Vitality, bit by bit. 4th player making their way over towards A. It's been no presence really from FPX anywhere across the map. Looking to storm A with 5 players. Will there be a flashbang? Well, that's a great way to start things off. Continuation spray from Maiden, and they collapse from either side. Shock's now trying to reposition. Can't fire off another one, leaving Kyojin 1 versus 3. Rotating in from the B bomb site. Now, there's a lack of money for Zaiwu and Masuta. If Kyojin loses this rifle, then that will be quite the situation, or quite the opportunity for FunPlus Phoenix to try and build something on this T side. Can see Kyojin moving away now, but there will still be trouble. Well, he could drop 2, I suppose.
Quite a boring life here as a B-side player some games. Get 1 or 2 B-side hits on Vertigo, the rest go towards A. And the rest of the game plan is pretending you're going to hit B more often. But here, yeah, this is the obvious power of actually getting into this corner sandbags position on the ramp, getting this control, being able to throw all of your execute smokes, being able to peek short freely, this kind of thing. Allowing for the crush to come in is good. I mean, overall the strategy was cool because they didn't just go for a full execute. They just decided to pinch it with a very high tempo together on the short shelf and A ramp a lot. It's kind of refreshing to see that. You don't see that often. But instantly we go into the 2-op adjustments. They go from the mini boss to the final boss. As if FPX try to establish on A ramp again. Oh.
Ooh. Zaiwu has a lot of rifle support. They try to target him with the numbers. Vitality might just be ready for it, as we can see the swing as well, and the trade frags if necessary, but they're not. 5v2, falling back as they reload now. He finds 2 Zen. He's made the round competitive, carrying the bomb. They didn't have the angle to see it necessarily on the radar.
Yeah, they actually can't afford these losses. But more than that, it looks like the round is possible now for Zen. The second op is not something they maybe expect. I don't know if Masuda's made noise with this already.
Apex with a really tight angle. It's almost done the job there. Is the bomb spotted once again. Quick bomb plant being made. Apex may have just done enough. Trying to escape both low now. Stico 1v3 with the AWP. Spots the elevation. I can't see him doing this one. Hold on a second though. That's a flank eliminated. We've got a rotation now as the smoke is baited. Another one flying in. Oh my god, he's got cover as well.
He's on for it.
Making his way over. Did you see him? Look, he realizes what could be happening here.
Oh,
he just can't get around the corner in time. He was aware that he understood what could be possible. Had looked at Apex's direction, didn't see anything. Again, the margins come through for Vitality.
That you got to give credit to there to Apex. I think a lot of players would have said, oh, I'm just going to keep walking out. Hopefully he makes a huge mistake. But Apex knows that this round is about to get away from them if he doesn't try to spam through it and catch Stico. And Stico's so low, he can't even survive 1 bullet. 6 HP, almost pulls out the 1v3. A really nice attempt. Very fortunate there for Vitality. That could have been 6-9 here. And Vitality also just indulged in the 2-op setup. Now can only afford 1. Wouldn't have been able to afford any if they lost that round. That could have been a difference maker right there. But actually, just to pair with that, a great push in that last round. That aggressive CT setup, and Kyoja's doing work now. So much ADR between him and Apex already.
Yeah, really coming into their own in this final map of the series. Well then, Farley's patience has paid off in a 3 versus 2. Apex has lost the A bomb site. And that means Vitality will start to push from B.
Seen that push before.
Now, there is time for FPX, and there are sound cues for them as well. Vitality getting some upgrades.
Stico's walking back towards B. They're leaving the site. CTs are guessing, holding for flanks. It's been 1 late round B. It's not enough info to make a call for sure, but this is, you know, 4 blind mice.
Yeah, Stico, his read of the game has been pretty nasty from round to round. And again, he just heard them picking up the weapons and so on. He knows they went deep enough to see that no one was towards the B bomb site, hence they go A, hence FPX go B. So we've got a 2 versus 2 situation. Vitality here already. Masuda looking for something. Oh, I thought he was going off the side there, but of course there is a rail. Masuda and Shox now. They have a kit and 1 flash. Both rifles in hand. Stico and Farley line wait. AWP is out. And that clock is ticking. Shox has to be the one to defuse the bomb. There's the flash, but Farley can re-aggress quite easily. They're lining up for him. They just has to stay alive for a second. Shox with a tight shot, but where is Stico? Just needs to wait until it's too late. The Crab Walker's here to kill for Shox, but there's no time to defuse the bomb. And the last round of the first half will go the way of FunPlus Phoenix. 6-9 of Vitality, all to play for, especially with the pistol round. That comes after the break. Well then, I don't know what to expect in this series. I don't know how strong a position Vitality might be in. So many questions to be answered in this half. And again, the pistol's key because it could be 9-9, it could be 12-6. Those are very common score lines after the first 3 rounds. With a score such as this, what are your expectations?
Yeah, this is. I understand where you're coming from, just because FPX could have won it feels like they could have. You know, both teams could. I feel like they were almost a better team in those first 2 maps. Vitality, by the end of it, changed the story a bit. They've woken up. Now they look stronger than ever, and Zai was not having a bad map here, so I don't know. Does this only get worse? Look at the adjustments. Oh my God, pistol kills are worth their weight in gold. You know, 1, let alone 3.
Yeah, right. Vitality looking very good for this pistol.
Oh, he's just feeling too sharp right now, man.
I know.
The juices are flowing.
That's the problem with the kills. Yeah, there's so many eco kills, but it's still sharpening that tool, and what a tool he is in a positive fashion. In a positive fashion.
Yeah.
He's an instrument of death.
Right.
21 for 9.
Yeah, he's the whole shed. He knows how to do everything. That is crazy. The adjustments are just beautiful. Third player has no idea, but the fourth, no excuse. The round, and I think in the other halves we saw the losing team win the pistol, make it more competitive, but now the winning team wins the pistol. And this is where you start making heinous buying decisions.
I need to see some more steam from FunPlus Phoenix because, I mean, you know, 2 halves can be very different, but it does feel like Vitality are much stronger now. And again, Zai has just been waiting to power up in this last map of the series. Maybe some figuring out to do on some of the other maps we've seen today, but right now Vertigo has them with a good look. Vitality.
Caffeine kicked in.
Starting to rotate away from the A-bomb site. Of course, there are plenty of sound cues for the CT side.
Yeah, you can't really running rotate, which is interesting. The CTs are respecting that it might be some kind of a bait up until this point. Zen gets a kill on the other side of the map. The CTs have made their way over, but they're in rotator spots, and Shox is here to cause problems at mid.
Oh my God, that flick from Emmy again with the impact frags. Maiden now 1v2. He's got to land his kill quickly before they collapse on him. They'll do exactly that. Man, a really nice shot from Emmy, but to no avail. Vitality win the consecutive, and we are looking at that 12-6 scoreline for FPX to really start the half, which is not good for them.
In other situations, 3 kills is great, but in this situation, they needed the round, and there is this weird expectation these days that you can actually win the round with just Eagles on the CT side of certain maps, and since they don't get it, the lead becomes 5. Another pistol round ensues. 3 Deagles in total here for FPX. They'll run it back.
That MAC-10 has been such a problem for FunPlus Phoenix. Shox was instrumental with it on Inferno, and it rears its ugly head once again, this time in the hands of Apex. Not as effective on this occasion, but does not pose much of a threat at present.
They've got him zoned a little bit. Okay, Kyoji's gonna see this. He's aware of both kills, though. And Emmy alone with the Deagle bomb. Bomb is left underneath, it looks like. Chance to fight. 2 coming for him. Oh, it's a dummy gun, though. All the bullets are gone.
And there is that scoreline. This is where the game really begins. Vitality in a very strong position. If they win the first buy rounds, then that's FPX straight back to Eco. So just to give you an idea of how bad a situation FunPlus Phoenix are in, the implications of losing this round are severe.
Yeah, it can be understated. I mean, the mental effect, too, of like thinking we already lost, or the pressure that's on them to just win this, just to get on the hike. The long hike back to 16 it can be enough to break most men.
Yeah, losing both pistols will have to be done the hard way. So we're ready to frag as well. Vitality being careful, not wanting to squander this opportunity. And again, it is Zaiwu, 23 kills now. Good chance for a 30 bomb. So many targets though down the ramp, and Emmy will be finding Kyojin. That's a huge frag. 4v4 as Vitality continue to poke and prod. AKs versus silenced M4s. That is not ideal for FunPlus Phoenix, so they will need an exceptional performance.
He's still up there.
Was he spotted, I wonder? Oh, I mean, he's got to be real careful here. Landing a headshot. 45 seconds on the clock. No one towards B or mid for Vitality. The whole squad is here, still with 2 Molotovs. Just 1 smoke grenade for a potential bomb plant. And those can be problematic on the A bomb sites, excuse me. See Zen make his way over now. 6 players around A. Zico alone on B. Farley moving back a little bit, but there's a trade from Shox. Masuta now finds him. He's still on the boxes, and the AKs just frag out on the A bomb site. The worst is happening for FunPlus Phoenix. I don't know that they recover from this.
I think he pushed a bit too early into the short shelf before his teammate got comfy in the site. And of course, you know, any of those 1 duels could have brought it back, but none come this time. Stico 1v2. He's been pretty smart in the clutch, but so have Vitality. And they're split up in good positions. He's got an idea of where they might be. Will the trade come through? Won't even need it. Shock's only showing half his face. Can't be targeted. 13-6, and it's potentially back to pistols here for FPX unless they want to go for the MP9 circus. I don't know. Are they going to try it? Half investment comes out.
With the form that Vitality have been of late, you can see how much it means to Apex here.
Right.
Every round so far. And this is a round they need to build statistics on. This is, sorry, a map. This is a map they need to build statistics on, and one that they don't have many recorded maps of late. So this is pretty big for them. I think they need this. FunPlus Phoenix lost a stressful series yesterday, and they're on the cusp of doing the same today. Big opportunities on that second map, but again, so many narrow victories for Vitality. It's rare you see so many go in favor of one team, and that was just for them to stay alive, and they've done more than that here. Moving towards a 14th round now. 4 men on the ramp for Vitality.
Oh, we're going to get maybe this potential eco-ace, anti-eco ace here for Zai, who's already got 4. Just been cleaning up so damn hard. Kyojin will find a little at the end. 14-6, and yeah, it's unfortunately the writing on the wall made it seem like after the second pistol that Vitality were going to be, you know, close to a very easy finish, and it feels like that's starting to become a reality. Two ops is the adjustment here for FPX, a final stand after a half bye to defend against match point. Stico and Farley, I don't know if they're splitting up on sites. Looks like yes, Stico's going to take his talent over to B. Vitality will continue to work the map in the A default.
Early aggression towards A. And now we wait for the utility. Oh dear. Nowhere to stand, nowhere to hide, nowhere to run for FunPlus Phoenix. Backs it to the wall just like Maiden. Trying to make a play here, but he gets trade fragged, and it goes from bad to worse here for FunPlus Phoenix. AWP deleted, man advantage retained by Vitality. See the bomb not committed to the A bomb site just yet, but it's on the way to join Zaiwu in the hands of Kyojin. Shock's having a look elsewhere, seeing what's going on. Showing some presence towards the B bomb site. He is the MAC-10 man, but with an AK on this occasion, i.e. he's the guy going to see what's what. They've got time to play with Vitality, a minute on the clock here, and it will indeed weaken the defenses towards the A bomb site.
Somehow it's been almost a more impactful T side than it was CT. For Zaiwu looking for 30 at this point.
Taking the bull by the horns.
And by the balls.
What did you do with those?
just a saying. There's a chance here for a freebie for Stico if they want to walk in. But, okay, we got a generator smoke potentially here to come in. The flash comes out. And, yeah, okay, there is an open line. They look for it. Stico even gets some further damage in. The smoke comes in late. There's a gap on the left side. Zaiwu can go back into this perfect post-plant position. He leaves the bomb to get threatened, and they finally actually come through with the retake. Great damage from Stico. He made that USP kill possible by putting the first shot in through double. And so they live another day.
Yeah, but They, man, it's a long road back. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Especially with...
But they've done it before. We both wrote them off in the first half of
That's
Dust 2.
true. You're right.
I think they're in a worse... Well, they are in a worse situation now.
It's a little bit worse.
Yeah.
But it is a little bit less clear who's better on the map. Well, now it's not. I don't know. We're looking for something here.
Yeah. They have to show us something. They have half the score of their opponent, and their opponent is 2 rounds away from the match.
I just don't get it. I'm watching Zywoo, and these kills are just coming so easily, like everywhere. It's just, he think he's had 3 or 4 multi-frag rounds in a row.
29 kills now for Zywoo. Initial exchange, spray on the ramp, and Emmy, he just has nowhere to stand.
That's the trouble. The meta leans this way, but the thing is that FPX are doing a worse job of fighting back through the ramp in their defaults, and Vitality are showing them the value of spamming down these positions more thoroughly. They're way more targeted to Emmy in that same spot.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Vitality maybe with more depth.
This is to compromise Deco's specific position. So, they see him, but he gets away in time and shocks. He's right there on the other side.
Okay, I think we know who the better team is on Vertigo. Vitality's depth of knowledge just seems to go a lot deeper than FPX at the moment. So Vertigo maybe the master stroke, the ace in the hole for Vitality. After a very difficult game, they head towards match point. Faults. Oh dear. Nothing going the way of FPX now. It's a shame a great series ends this way for FPX, but again, if you're a fan of Vitality, this is fantastic. You want to see strength from them. They need to turn their results around. Zywoo is fragging out again.
Yeah, I mean, for one way or another, it creates an interesting narrative. And for Vitality, the wider the score, the discrepancy, the more interesting it is for their next match. More data for them in the tournament, and of course, high expectations for them here at the EU RMR. The same can be said for FPX coming into the event with so many big wins versus Big versus G2. Close loss versus NIP yesterday. Looks like they literally could have beaten Vitality today if a few more things went their way. So they can kind of hang their heads high, but at the same time, I'm sure they'll be disappointed.
Emmy dies again. Well, Zen doing what he can, but can he get... Oh my god, okay, maybe it's not over just yet. The Desert Eagle shots, the peaks are perfect for Zen. They go into its crosshair. The bomb's lost as well. Shock's here to trade 1 versus 4 made 3. A lot happening, but again, even if they win this round, it's just the 1 round, and they've got so many more to collect. There's a full buy in the hole if Vitality lose this. So it's not really even breathing space for FPX. They're on life support.
Gasping for air. That was nice. The way Zen, he julienned those angles at mid. Like a slap chop.
I have a slap chop.
You do?
My friend bought it for me for my birthday. 1 slap salad.
It's a good friend.
25 seconds on the clock. Shocks could just get some more kills here. Farley and Maiden, the last 2 players, have $0 combined. So they have to stay alive here. Shocks could even go for the fake plant. Farley will pick up the AK-47. 2 players survive for FunPlus Phoenix. They need 7 more rounds in a row. And the full buy comes through for Vitality. The buy will likely be superior. Emmy and Zen have got about 3,200 apiece.
Oof.
Nice highlight in a very difficult game.
Yeah, there's no strategic depth to it, just a great show of mechanical ability there for Zen to buy him a little lifeline. He throws at his team a floaty. But the ocean is vast.
Not today. Maybe not today is the story on Vertigo for FunPlus Phoenix. If this is the end, there'll be a lot for them to learn and come back stronger. Vitality just able to hold on Inferno.
This is the epitome of Vertigo right here. That is verticality 101. This
like
duel.
watching Russian TikTok on someone standing on the end of a building.
Stiko with, I'm going to assume, a great shot. Through a wall, into a head. Emmy up here on the short shelf. He's lived into the mid-round now officially, which is great. And, oh, no way.
Oh, my God.
That's how we touch on 30. ZywOo jumping up and down with his hand over his face.
Is there no mercy? Maybe there is.
Yeah, I guess there is a god.
I suppose there is. Well then, FunPlus Phoenix make it to 9. There's no bomb plant for Vitality, and they start to be a little short on money. They could consider forcing something up here, depending on how many buys they calculate they'll have in this half, should they lose every round. Otherwise, they can go for a half buy. That turned around quickly. But how long until we start to believe? 13 rounds?
I'm starting to feel it a bit, but yeah, it might be a bit too soon. They get 10, they survive the double talk.
I think we're still in the checking a corpse for a pulse mode.
Yes, I think that's fair. That's totally reasonable.
But maybe momentum in their favor will certainly help. Emmy's had some rounds to learn where not to stand, which is quite a few places on the ramp.
Yeah.
So there's always the opportunity that he could change his approach in the buy rounds to come if they get that far. There's no guarantee they win this round.
I think he recognizes at least the importance of like trying to maintain some of this presence down the ramp. But yeah, Vitality obviously showing their experience, been very good at stopping them here, and they win another round in this position. A lot of thought given to this potentially eco round that's converted, that's potentially being converted now. I don't know if there's no armor on Shocks. That gun should maybe change hands.
He did throw it on the floor, so there was some discussion, but he has ended up with it again.
And the walk back is huge. It's the correct mid-round, of course, from what we see on the mini-map. Stiko holding flank from the spawn, and he'll adjust his... Oh, no, he misses that duel.
Oh, my God.
Takes one early. If he waited, he could have stalked 3 players. 2 CTs now running up. Some damage can make a difference, an impact.
Maiden needs 2, and he gets exactly what he's looking for. Kyojin with 16 HP. They're really just holding on by the bare minimum FunPlus Phoenix at the moment.
Oh.
The margin's going their way late on Vertigo. But even in an eco round from Vitality, they look superior.
Scary, especially with this A ramp, because this is always going to be a threat that they have to deal with, and there's not really much room to deal with it any other way. You can't just say, I'm going to push B this round, because on Vertigo, there's a million ways to catch a flank, so it's a bit scary to say you're going to go all the way through. They might want to throw that in every once in a while. So we'll see. If Vitality go back to the A ramp and they fight for it, they get control of it, it's going to be scary. Emmy again fighting, and I think he recognizes it's important to be down here. He sees one in the corner. He ends up getting a kill with the assistance of Madden, actually. Masuda trades one, knows one's in the back, takes Madden down as well. And now they get some positional compensation. Quick up the short shelf. Farley's going to make his position known with this smoke grenade. Try to slow things down, but again, this is the critical territory for the T's to get to.
And Vitality just seem more experienced here, despite what the official records show. Of course, it doesn't include all the scrims and work they've been doing offline, and we can see that. The attention to detail, the angles, the multi-peaks, the abuse of FPX towards the A-bomb site, especially Emmy. Still have 2 Molotovs, Vitality. See more being deployed now as they look to compromise the positions for FPX. That smoke may not be respected, we'll have to see. So with some pre-fire in the meantime, 40 seconds on the clock, and Vitality starting to become light on grenades. They are pushing in as well, and they're just winning the duels. 4 versus 2. Now it's down to Farley. He's got so much to work to do here. Smoke is up. That actually mimics a trade frag situation. Gives him a chance, but Masuda will take that away. 16-10. Vitality destroy FunPlus Phoenix on Vertigo.
That was a clinic. Very nice at the end. And I really like that we have that round because it was starting to putter out, and it felt like FPX were getting back into it. But then Vitality showed us they were the better team this map. And overall in the series, there were a lot of great spots there for FPX for sure. But on Vertigo, it didn't feel like they had a chance.
Yeah, it looks like they need more experience, and Vitality simply had more depth. So I think once it came down to that third map, the better team most certainly won. So congratulations to Vitality. And I'm not even sad to see to lose some points in that one, because it was a really good game, and you know, we can see that Vitality were the better team. Cena does think I'm just diffusing before I throw to them to get wrecked, but There we go. That was a really solid play from Vitality. And that is enough from us for now. Over to a possibly very happy Freya.
A very happy Freya, indeed. My predictions, our predictions, Maui, were at least correct. Unlike Semma over there, maybe feeling a bit feels bad, man.
No, I just like how James kept saying, and Vitality, and Vitality, and Vitality. Just goes to show, it's like how misleading things can be because it has nothing to do with Vitality. It has everything to do with ZywOo. So if he'd have said, and ZywOo wrecked them over and over again, and ZywOo won all of these insane freaking performance rounds, like then I would have been like, yep, fair, you're right. But he's like, no, and Vitality. It's like, not quite
maybe
right.
little asterisks.
I gotta give it to ZywOo on this one, dude.
Yeah.
He had some insane rounds, just freaking broke FPX.
Yeah.
And I don't think FPX started to recover until later in the map, and by then it was too late.
Yeah, it took a little bit of time for ZywOo to be coming online in this series, but man, once he does, he's just an unstoppable force, and that's what we're used to seeing from ZywOo.
Yeah, this was FPX unable to take any space because ZywOo was just nailing them through every smoke, and there's some rhyme, there's some reason to it, and if there's anybody that could put it together to make what is random look possible, I mean, ZywOo, obviously, one of the people in the world that can do it.
Credit to Launders as well. He talked about conditioning there, mentioned Elige, how ramp gets played with smokes and how you put damage here so that you then force them to play from there, and then you spray them there, right? So it's kind of like Banana with the nade game, those sorts of things where you're conditioning your opponents to do certain things. I mean, clearly ZywOo has got that down pat.
And it's a little bit painful for the side of FPX because this was an incredible series. I think, to myself at least, FPX put up an incredible fight on those first two maps. It was a shame to be coming into that second half of Vertigo and maybe seeing the flares of what we saw yesterday versus NIP in terms of FPX having a bit of a slow start and then Vitality getting too many of those rounds for them to really come back.
I did just say that as well, like I was like, well, here they are again, just making life hard for themselves.
Yes.
ZywOo, but also let's just give up a bunch of rounds and then fight and then start to come online and then start to make plays but by then again, it's just too late. I mean, the joke was that it's a Sisyphean task for FPX. Every time they start getting close, the boulder rolls back downhill at the end of the half, boulder rolls back down the hill, and then they get to push the boulder back up again. They're about to win, and then the boulder crushes them and rolls back down the hill, and we get to start all over again. So it's still out there for FPX. They still have a lot of work to do.
I think that there is a point to be made, though. FPX aren't down and out of the competition just yet. They will be fighting for the 9th to 12th place decider spots, and those are incredibly important, gentlemen. 500 points will be going to that 12th place, 600 for 11th, 700 for the 10th, and 100 more at 800 for that 9th place spot. And that is incredibly important going towards the future major.
That's a big difference.
Worth pointing out real quick, just like, it's 1,600 for first place,
Yes.
250 for last.
Yeah.
So it's like you get, 800, 900 points, you're halfway there. I mean, that's a solid return for the tournament.
It's a huge bonus, and the thing is that the way that Valve consolidated the points from the whole previous year was by just saying, okay, the top tier of teams have 600, the middle tier has 300, and if you got pretty much anything, you would have 100. So getting 1,800 points means you're well in first place, and like you said, Freya, even coming in, I guess, 9th place is still pretty much as good as having a really good 2020.
Yeah, no, it's a really good point. And of course, those games will be happening on our B stream on Tuesday as well. So lots more of FunPlus Phoenix to be coming your way. And maybe it's a point to ask you guys, do you see FunPlus Phoenix being able to sort of push it to the limits of where they find themselves now in terms of coming out of that lower bracket, maximum placing being 9th? Do you think that they'll be able to push it to that distance for the squad?
I think it depends on the matchups that they get. If they play someone like Complexity, who we're going to be seeing come up next, and we'll preview that game when it comes, of course, then it might be a little tough for them. But if they play a team like, say, Double Pony, then I think they could do it. I think they can push that team to the limit. So it really... I feel like it's going to be a bloodbath down there because even though it just feels like seeding games and they don't matter, these teams know how important these RMR points actually are because getting to the major versus not getting to the major, it's the most important tournament in 2 years for CSGO. They all are going to fight till their their last breaths.
Yeah, no, they really are indeed. And of course, Vitality will be continuing on the train of the gauntlet of that lower bracket as well. Samla, you were saying you feel like it was just ZywOo being a difference maker in that last map. Are there any other kind of flares for brilliance for Vitality?
The sad thing about Vertigo is that it is still a ramp simulator. And so when you have the best player in the game who is playing the spot that you need to keep going to on that map that only revolves around that one point on the map, it's bad news bears. And I don't mean the NA team. I mean, it just really sucks. Like, it's just really, like, do we have to go here? Yes. No. So it's, I really do feel like ZywOo, credit where credit's due, ZywOo is inhuman. that kind of performance. I mean, the pistol round on like he's just so good at hitting all of these crazy shots and at not getting caught off guard. You and I were freaking out when he did that 180. He's looking towards the ramp on A side. He's like, actually no, I'm going to turn back. Oh, I'll shoot you in the face real quick. Now I'll go back to defending. You're like, what is this? He never gets caught off guard. So yeah, no, credit where credit's due. ZywOo is just inhuman, but it's a tough break for FPX.
Is the human fly swatter. Like anytime he sees somebody, he's just like, get out of my way. Just get the hell out of here. So entertaining.
I mean, I really do enjoy watching ZywOo play. I just wish that I hadn't, bet on FPX on that one, right? I think I would have been a little bit less invested in the outcome.
Yeah, a bit feels bad man for Semler's prediction points, but it's not feels bad man.
Twice now, FPX, come on, twice now.
We've got Apex. Maybe you can have a few words with them, Semler, for ruining your prediction. But we do have Apex on the line for the winners interview. First of all, huge congratulations to yourself, Apex man.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us. I do want to go back to the first map that we saw with Dust 2. Obviously, your pick coming into this series. We were maybe questioning why FPX kind of left it in for you guys to pick. So what do you feel like the issues were for you on that first map of the series?
Well, I think just it was. I don't think they played that good, but we lost so many advantage situations and so many runs that we shouldn't. And unfortunately, we couldn't wake up from that, and it was all over and over, and that was pretty hard for us. So, yeah, I think we just didn't play good enough on some tough situation. We didn't win clutches, and that's how it is.
Apex, I had a question about your calling style. I know Xtaz wasn't necessarily mid-rounding or anything like that for you guys before, but now that he's completely out of the picture for these RMR events, how much more of the burden is on you, and is anybody helping you out with that leading job?
Yes, obviously, Shock has been helping the call all the time. Even if I'm doing like 80-90% of the call, Shock is helping sometimes when he feels a gap on the map, when he feels something. So that's how it works for us.
Is there anything that you guys are trying to pick out in particular in terms of your Inferno play right now? It seems like ZywOo is kind of struggling a little bit on an individual level on that map. Is that due to him trying to fit in the team, or is that more of an individual thing for him just not really gelling on the map?
Well, yeah, that was pretty boring to carry ZywOo on the map, unfortunately. My shoulder.
I bring up ZywOo because, I mean, seriously, it is a strategy where teams are like, yeah, just pick Inferno because ZywOo's weak on Inferno, so we won't have to deal with him. We'll have to deal with the rest of them.
Look at his statistic. He had the other game. It was just the last two games that he didn't feel comfortable, and those two also on T side he didn't feel comfortable. That's just ZywOo. Sometimes it's the case. We just spoke together a little bit with the team and told him like, yeah, just relax and do whatever you want. Then he picked up the rifle and fucked them up. So that's how it is with ZywOo. He can miss sometimes. He can miss. He's human, even if he's half human, half a robot. But he's still really good, and he showed us how good he can be on Vertigo.
I'm curious then, Apex, if you're saying ZywOo was uncomfortable on Inferno, then you must have been just lounging the most comfortable man on the planet because you were a monster. How did you get into that zone for that map?
I don't know. It's been a while since I dropped 30 bomb, I guess. Maybe a year or something. But it feels good because it saves my team a little bit. It's not like a 16-4 with 30 bomb. It's like a 16-12 with 30 bomb, and it's a bit different for my POV. Mm-hmm. So I helped the team to win that one. And yeah, I just felt really comfortable. Also in CT side and T side, I felt really comfortable in the calls. I had some luck sometime with that double kill through the smoke on B bomb side. But yeah, I was feeling good, and relying on me a little bit is pretty fun because it feels like the old good days.
Yeah, I know. I remember exactly the round you're talking about. I think I threw my glass at the TV when you did it. So Misuda had a really good performance as well. Yeah. Did you guys change anything with Misuda, or was that just him waking up and feeling really good today? Because he couldn't miss for a bit there.
Yeah, it's. I mean, during practice, Misuta has been the second best player in the team, like so far. ZywOo obviously is over there, but Misuta for 3 weeks is like a monster. And unfortunately, in the last official games, he didn't perform as good as he did. So we tried to change our mindset a little bit. We were maybe too focused, not having fun enough. Mm-hmm. And we try to have fun, laughing more together, being like more comfortable with each other. And it feels like he feels more comfortable because sometimes when it's maybe some pressure, he doesn't do what he does in practice. I'm not talking about skill, but I'm talking about moves and decision making, etc. He's just scared to get killed once again because he thinks that we're gonna lose because of him, etc. So we just try to put him in the best condition monthly, and he showed up today, and he was probably the best player in that best of 3.
Apex, I do wish we had more time to pick your brain about the team, but I do want to ask about your next matchup. We're going to be seeing Complexity taking on Heroic, and next you're going to be facing the winner. So I want your take on who's going to win this one.
Anytime you ask me those questions, I don't give a fuck. So I'm sorry. So I don't care who to face. I don't care who's gonna win. It's just about us. It's always about Vitality, not about the other team. See, if we show up, if we play good Counter-Strike, I feel like we're a really, really good team, but it depends on us. So doesn't mean we don't care about the opponent. Both teams are really good, obviously, but let's see how it goes for us the next game. That's my best wish.
Well, either way, I'm excited to see exactly how it does go down, Apex. Thank you so much for your time. We'll let you go off and
Thank
celebrate
you.
that win.
Bye-bye.
Man, I love getting Apex off on the mic. But it's interesting.